Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this butterfly closure card. It's held closed by the butterfly and it just gets opened like that. Isn't that absolutely delightful? And there it is, like that. I've made 3 so far. I've done this one, this was my second one, this was my first one, but I decided that that was too big, getting in the way of the butterfly, and the third one I did was this one here. So what I'm going to do for the video, I'm sticking to the same colour, but I'm going to do the white butterfly and I'm going to do the big happy birthday, because I've learned that if I want the big one there, I've got to have the butterfly higher. Okay, that's what I'm going for. This is really a very quick, easy card to make. So let me start off with the card pieces that you're going to need first of all. The Blushing Bride card base is 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5 centimetres. A piece of Whisper White, which measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches, which is 9.5 by 13.6 centimetres. A piece of, what do I need that one for? Don't need that. 1, 2, no, forget that one. Don't know where that came from. 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, and this is Tropical Escape, which comes as a 6x6 pack, and these 2 pieces both measure 1 1/2 inches by 4 1/8 inches, which is 3.8 by 10.5 centimetres, and 1 piece of Whisper White, which measures 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/8 inches. So what we do first is we're going to take 2 of these, adhere them together. When I was doing all of those, I was doing this bit first, that bit first, and every which way, and I finished up not really quite sure which is the correct way of doing this. So I am on a little bit of a wing and a prayer here. Right, now for this bit, when you put your Tombow on, just put it around the 4 edges. Don't put it in the centre, because you're going to be punching a hole in the centre, and it's preferable not to go through wet glue. Now this should fit to the top with 1/8 of an inch either side. That looks as if I've misjudged the measurement there, but I'll wait until I have it on here and then I will decide what I'm doing, whether it's too long, needs to be trimmed. In fact, what I will do is I will trim that off, because then I can at least get this halfway between the top and the bottom. Okay. So there's how you fix that little problem. Right, what we need to do is, with the classic label punch, you need to punch a hole in here, and as you know, I struggle with straight lines. So what I do is, if you can just look at things and eyeball them and go for it, then that's great. Just be a little bit sympathetic for people like me that really struggle. Anyway, how far down can you see? Oh, good, okay. So the dark line, the 8 inches, is the middle. So I am putting this so that I've got one side on 1 short of 1/8 of an inch and 1 short of 7/8 of inches. And that's nice and straight across there. And I am just going to draw a straight line down there. Okay. Now when I line this up, I will make sure that that pencil line, one goes into that point and the other goes into that point, and therefore I know that that is going to be absolutely straight. And the other thing about this is I want it near the top. Okay, I've got, what's that, about 3/4 of an inch there, I suppose. That looks about 3/4 of an inch. In fact, I've done them, oh no, this one, the one with the big happy birthday, I did go more central with that, but it does need to be closer to the top. Now this is going to be my top because I'm right-handed, so what I'm going to do is that is going to be coming just, there we go, just about visible through the other side there. But I'm going to make sure that my pencil line goes from arrow to arrow. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now I'm going to erase my pencil marks. And we need to do a hole in here as well. Now I know that this edge has got to be about 3/4 of an inch in, so I'm just going to have a look at that. I'm just going to do a couple of little pencil marks on that just as a guide. If you go too far in, you're not going to be able to get your punch in there. Now what should happen is, if I'm lining this up on those two, again, I know that I'm nice and straight, and what I'm going to do, in fact I'm going to cover those up just a bit. No, you're not. No, you stick to it. I can just about see my 3/4 of an inch. Now I am going to draw round each of the arrow parts on that. Okay, so what I should find now is if I put this in, this should go far enough. Absolutely spot on. Well, maybe not spot on. A little bit short. I could have gone a tad further in. Now what I'm doing here is I am lining up those two pencil marks with the arrows on the punch. Okay, now what we should find is when I put this onto here, it should line up. Okay, so that has lined up beautifully up there, but that little bit is a little short where I just trimmed that little bit off, but I can live with that, that's fine. So now I'm going to remove these pencil marks. If you lack confidence as much as I do with my straight lines, it's well worth spending those few minutes making sure you get that bit right, otherwise you're going to finish up like I do, wasting paper. Right, so let's get this one adhered in here now. As you can see, I've already got my tear and tape on the back there. The first card that I made, the one where the big happy birthday is too close to the butterfly. Let me just show you the inside of this, because I did, oh no, it was the other one I gave up on, wasn't it? Oh no, there we go. No, it was the other one. What did I do with that? I gave up on it in the end, I know. But, oh, here it is. There we go. What I tried to do was to have layers in here. You know how I like my layers. But it finished up too much, like hard work trying to punch through that. So I gave up on that one. Right, let's just put this piece in. On Thursday, I'll be going up to Telford for the Stamping Up on Stage convention. I've organised a crafting day for my team the day before, that's why I go up on Thursday. But I haven't had time to do a video for Sunday, and I don't think I'll have time, so I am sorry, but there won't be a video on Sunday. Right, now this piece here, we need to just line it up with that hole there. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as when the card closes you can see that paper through it. In fact, I told you wrong there, didn't I? This second piece should be 3 3/4 inches, not 4 1/8. I'll have the correct measurements in the box below the video. There we go. I forgot that I was putting a sheet in here. Okay, so let's do that with Tombow. Obviously, if I do get some spare time, I will do a video. I know what I'll do, and it won't be a particularly long one, so you never know. Right, so I'm just lining that so it looks as if it's the centre there. Move that up a bit. There we go. Make sure that's straight. Right, so I'm happy with that. Now this one, we're also going to adhere on here. There we go. Okay, so you really wouldn't notice that little bit there. So now we need to do some die cutting. So that's finished with. Let's move that one out of the way. Tidy everything away. Right. Now for this one, I am going to be using the regular platform, Big Shot platform, and the thin die adapter, because I am going to be using the precision base plate. For the butterfly, that is going to be just a regular piece of the, I think they call this sparkle glimmer paper. And the die sets I am using, first of all, for Happy Birthday, surprisingly enough it's called Happy Birthday, so that's that one. I see that I've left a bit in there from last time. Oh, there it is. The butterfly is actually from Springtime Impressions. That one. As an alternative, if you don't have the butterfly, but you do have the dragonfly, it works with that as well. Not sure about pink, but I saw somebody made it, Rachel Tessman, she did a video with the black one, and it did look nice. Right, and this is, no, don't need the small Happy Birthday, do I? If you wanted the small Happy Birthday, it's from the Well Written framelits. That's it there, where you get loads of sentiments. So I've got that. Now the other thing I wanted to show with the Happy Birthday, I have been very, very good recently on using my multi-purpose adhesive sheet. In fact, let me just move that out of the way. This is a piece of Glimmer paper that I have for it. I'm going to have a bit left over there. I normally stick to doing 6-inch sheets so that it's the complete length there. I obviously didn't think about that when I cut this piece. Oh, come on. Right, okay. So once I've done that with my non-stick scissors, I cut the, let's do that one first, shall we? Now I'm not going to cut it straight off down to the end, otherwise there's not something to actually separate the bits there. Okay, so there's that. In fact, I'm going to trim that off as well because that will be sticky. There we go, get rid of that. Okay, so that's good. That's all nice and self-adhesive, which is going to be brilliant for the happy birthday. Okay, so that will be like that. Let's bring my Big Shot back again. Right. People will tell you that it is a lot easier when you're die cutting with glimmer paper. It's a lot easier if you do the die cutting from the back. Obviously you can't do it if you've got the sticky on it, but like that one, they say it's a lot easier if you do it that way round. Well, that's true, it is a lot easier, but it is not better. It is definitely better to do it this way, and the reason is, as you know, when you do a die cut, the top of it, the edges are nicely rounded, and the back of it is really flat. Well, if you do this like that from the back, it'll be a very, very flat butterfly. But this way it's going to have nicely rounded edges. Even if I do have to run it through the machine a couple more times. Right. Now with this precision base plate, you can use it with your magnetic platform, but I don't recommend it because the base plate is actually metal, and the two of them really do snap together, so if you get your fingers in the way, you would know all about it. Right, I don't have much strength when I'm sitting down. I always stand up to do this. Oh, I've got a rash on my hand. Oh, it's just out of picture. That's good. Right, that's one. Right, that's two. Now I'll always turn these into a different position before I check to see whether they've been cut well enough or not. If nothing else, it gives my shoulder a really good workout. In fact, both arms too. And one turning and one holding onto the Big Shot to make sure it doesn't go walkabouts. Right, I'll just bring that back again. I've become very good recently about using my multi-purpose adhesive sheet, but equally I've become very bad at not bringing over my die brush. Right, let's move that out of the way. So let's do this one first. Where's my card? In fact, no, let's do this one. Oh, that came off nice and easily. Look at that. Because if I can get this into position, then I know how to position that one. There we go. So that's that one. And to adhere this in, I just fold the wings up so that I get a nice flat body under there, like that. So I've got a nice big space for putting Tombow on. There are plenty of opportunities on this card to do all sorts of extras. Like this, for example, you know, I do feel that something could be done there. You could have rhinestones or pearls on the body, ribbons, bows. And in fact, like this, I think that would make a beautiful wedding card too. Right, this time I'll try and get my butterfly straight. I think it was the other white one that I got rather crooked. Right. Just give that a good press down and then leave it for a couple of minutes to let Tombow do its work. The only thing you really need to watch for is to make sure that the wings don't come too far over the top here. It doesn't matter that this comes over the edge. I'll show you with one of our envelopes. In fact, I'll do that now, otherwise I'll only forget. Okay, so this is our envelope. Okay, so there's room for that to get in there quite easily. If you use a different envelope or do a different size card and you can't afford to have that bit over there, when you post your card, just fold the wing over. But you may also have to be careful about up the top there. As you can see, ours goes in this way anyway. But just a couple of things for you to watch out for. Right, let's pop that away, we don't need that now. Now this is all one. And I'm pleased that the dot for the eye on birthday is actually attached. Unlike the little one, it isn't. There aren't many pieces that come out here. But those that do come out quite easily. Also, I tend to find that when I'm using the multi-purpose adhesive sheet, when I take the backing off, more often than not always, but more often, the little bits that I'm pushing out here, they tend to come out when you take the backing sheet off. But as you can see, this isn't difficult at all. Oh yes, you've got to come out. A little bit has just gone in there. No, that's all right, I won. Right, so that's it. All right. Now we find out whether it works to have the big happy birthday. Right, let's just push this out a bit. Obviously you could stamp a sentiment if you didn't want to do this. There we go. Right, before I actually laid that down, I've got this one which was backing off of the other one earlier on. So that will help me position where I want this one to go. There we go. So that's good. The V is going to overlap slightly, but I can live with that. There we go. Get rid of that one now. So this is today's project. Absolutely super. And so easy. Really, really easy. Don't you think? So there's a 4. The white with the big and the little happy birthday. And the pink with the big and the little happy birthday. So the only other thing would have been to try, would have been to have a more patterned paper in there. But that's all the time I have time for today. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And I hope you give it a try. As I say, it is really easy. Many thanks for joining me today. If you have any comments or any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always happy to help you, and I do enjoy reading your feedback. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, there'll be a link in the box below the video for my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, which is normally twice a week, normally Wednesdays and Sundays, but as I say, it won't be this Sunday, there's a subscribe now button down there, and then if you click on the bell, that will make sure that you've got you'll get the notifications. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.